You could tell that they were lying when they said they didn't know where the book was. They know something and they're hiding it. And on that cue, rogue traders, they know where the book is, you decided to follow them to their mansion. They live in the Plaza district. This is a beautiful, rich area. And you're standing outside the mansion now. It's 3 stories high. And the streets are full of people. It is... does anyone remember what time of day? I think it was late night.
Yeah.
Evening, something like that.
Yeah.
And as usual, you can do anything you want, but remember that you're role-playing acolytes. There are certain things acolytes would and wouldn't do. Acolytes are elite agents of the Inquisition. You are picked among tens of millions for your unique loyalty and skills in investigation and subterfuge. You're standing outside the mansion, looking up at the windows, and the area around you is filled with flowers. You can see curtains blowing in the wind. Some of the balconies have some clothes that are out to dry. You can see people yelling and waving from balconies. You stand there completely armed to the teeth. Weapons under your coats, and everyone around you has no idea that you could turn these streets into a nightmare in a second. As you stand there, you watch the rogue traders enter the mansion, and you've trailed them without being seen. You also take note of all the escape routes. Between each of these mansions, between each of the buildings, there's a maze of stairs leading up and down and winding around each building. It's easy to spot who's local and who's not from there. Dyed fabrics, washed hair, and extravagant gowns. Sometimes you can see a servant running through the street. And the streets are still filled with so many different people that no one really pays you any notice. Some of you are standing near to the amphitheater, looking down the street. You can see Nyx. Nyx, you're sort of leaning down among some of the market stands, and you could describe your character for us.
Yeah, Nyx is like in the shadow of one of the market stands looking at the building. He just saw the rogue trader and his entourage enter in. And Nyx has like the serious face that no, it's a blank face right now that he's just watching them. His eyes are just completely like kind of black, no soul in them, no glint or anything if you stare deep into it. And he has a scar over his left eye that seems to be like a fire scar, but you don't really know where it came from. And he's kind of tall compared to the people here. He has like a slender athletic build that he could slip into like small cracks. And he has a cloak covering most of his body besides his head. And if you could see under the cloak, you would see he's wearing like a slick black tracksuit under it.
Awesome. Sam?
Samuel stands, or in this case, Dixon Steele, stands with a contemplative look on his face. As the wind billows, his trench coat does also. He looks around at his comrades with a deep look of concern as Zale is about to slip in, wondering if there may be something else that's going on, or if the rogue trader house of Galenius may detect him. He puts his hands on his hips as after he lights a low stick and looks out into the nothingness of the night sky.
Awesome. Rykard.
What you'll see from Rykard is that he is hanging back from the actual main group, being rather conspicuous with his top hat, black leather cloak, black leather jacket, and his armor, and is basically just perusing the local produce and things like that. Slowly takes out a flip, notepad, notes down, as he then moves to the next one and notes down, but his eyes constantly flickering around.
Awesome. And Caleb, I'm going to say that you're with them.
Well, I'm just gonna keep myself to the side streets, generally speaking. Saddled up against a wall with my arms folded, hat tipped down. Mostly watching the others, trying to get a read of what they're up to, what they're planning to do. I'm not much of a talker. I prefer to follow through with whatever it is everyone else wants. But more than anything, I just want to make sure that we all keep to it. Forward march, as they say.
Awesome. You're such a good narrator. It's amazing. Yeah. You guys take it away. What do you want to do? You can kind of choose how close you are.
Oh yeah, he's like right at the front gate, Nyx.
I believe that the last we left off, Azael was actually sneaking into the compound.
Yep, I was right at the door, like about to.
Yeah. So what you can see, Nyx, from here is that there are 3 possible paths up this building. And it is the front entrance, somewhere around there, a window or something like that. There's a scaffolding you could try to climb. Other than that, there's a garden that possibly leads to a back door.
Seeing the scaffolding, Nyx starts heading towards that. But before he does that, he takes out his injector and puts a dose of trank in it just in case he has to knock out a guard.
Try to go in the front door?
No, the scaffolding.
Okay. Then, as you walk around, you're gonna try to climb it. It is a little bit unsteady, and as you push on it, a bunch of sand gathered up from the storm is gonna start to rain down on you. It creates this cloud of sand around you. Not too much to be noticed. There is a little bit of sand lingering in the air, and you're always walking around with rebreathers when you're outside, so as not to breathe in this slightly toxic sand dust constantly. As you look up, you see the sun glittering through the sand, and there is a handle you can pull to get up. Do a pure strength test. This is just a pull-up.
Okay. This is scaffolding like really unstable. Like if I kick
There's
it,
no
it's
ladder,
solid.
so you're gonna have to pull your way up. Go ahead.
Okay.
If you want to go.
Failure with 6.
Do you want to reroll?
Yeah, I'll reroll.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 1 inspiration from last time. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go again, baby. Failure 5.
Oh my goodness. As you grab onto it to pull yourself up, your hands slip. You're just not strong enough to get up to the next level. You sort of swing a little bit from the scaffolding, try to push yourself up. It is... the bar that you're trying to grip is just too thick. You can't wrap your hand properly around it.
Well, after failing to go up this side way, he's just gonna sneak up to the front door because no other way in.
Alright. There is a symbol of a coiled serpent on a large wooden door. The mansion itself is metal and brick, huge. You can see the reflection of the sand and the sun glittering in the metal surfaces. As you pass around the corner and walk up to the door, you can hear someone talking through an open window. What do you do?
Can I do an awareness test to see if I hear him?
You can hear them very distantly, and then they disappear.
Okay. Okay. First, he does the door check to see if they locked it.
All right, you're gonna walk up to the door and touch the door handle. As you slowly pull on the door, it is open. It just opens slightly so as not to make any sound. You just barely nudge it.
As he sees the door open because they didn't lock it for some reason, he's kind of suspicious.
Because no one here locks their doors in the city. There are no locks on any doors.
Oh, okay. So he slowly tries to creak the door open as quietly as possible.
Alright. You open it. You see a large hall. A large entrance of sorts. It is very dark. There are a few lumen and a reflective black tile floor. Dark wood and a dark wood mezzanine. A flight of stairs straight ahead. Old carpets and paintings. It looks very luxurious.
Do I hear any of the voices or still now? Have they
Nope.
gone now? Okay, then I'll start. He'll walk in the center of the room, hugging the wall, to go to the nearest doorway, kind of hallway kind of thing, to lead to the next area.
As you walk inside, you can do a -10 awareness test.
Failure.
You continue walking. There's a door and a flight of stairs. Where do you go?
He'll go to the door first.
Okay. You slowly walk over to the door. Does anyone else want to do anything? Nope. Okay.
Commissar Rickard is going to come across. Report. How are you doing?
I have.
There's only so many stalls out here.
You could just try to speak to the locals and blend into the crowd. That seems easier.
That's because I look like I blend into the crowd.
How loud are you speaking right now, Nick?
Oh, I'm whispering into this thing.
Very, very low.
Whispering. Okay.
Well, I have made it into the building, and I have reached a decision to make. Take the stairs or open the door.
I rolled the nat 1. I'm so sorry. We're gonna take a 2-minute break. 3-minute break. You guys can discuss what you want to do. Or whatever you want.
I don't trust this
Have
nat
it roll a new character.
I don't trust this nat one.
I'm wondering if Kale should go in for backup or not, because I don't know. I kind of want to retroactively roll perception, an awareness check to see if she was just like watching everything Aziel was doing, including falling off the rope. That'd be fun. But I don't know.
Do what you wish.
I mean, sneaky boys should be sneaky.
I haven't had to make a stealth roll yet, so that kind of worries me.
Maybe I'll go in from the other side and try to follow up on the scaffolding. I'm pretty sure I can manage the strength check. Wait.
Yeah.
Fail to climb the scaffolding. You know what? I'll take that path. You walk inside.
And I think that Reinhardt and I can give you a boost to get up the scaffolding.
Oh, there we go. There we go. We can all just kind of...
Yeah, we'll make a little cheerleader pyramid or something.
Go team! And we just fling her up.
No, I just like the things like I go solo, sees him fail to go scarfing, just sneaks in the building. He's like, you know what? Maybe one of us should go, and doesn't even tell him this.
Do we make a pyramid? She's on top, and we go team.
Go
Okay, cool.
Imperium.
Okay. Also, I kind of like partially missed it. Are we investigating
A rogue trader that
Rook?
was obviously lying about not knowing where the book is.
Right, this is the House of Galenus. Gallinus.
Like, dude,
They're agents of the Coiled Serpents.
can I ask
Gotcha.
what your sort of stealth is and whatever else?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I have 4 boxes in it. And I have plus 20 with the chameleon cloak.
How the fuck do you keep feeling?
No, that was a strength check.
Yeah, those are strength and awareness checks, yeah.
I only have 2 in awareness.
Oh no, you have to actually realize I am the person that feels all the time. So I'm basically gonna rip on you.
My perfect streak ended in absolute flames. 3 failures in a row.
I told you not to actually say I've not actually failed a roll yet.
Yeah, curse yourself.
I know, I set it up. Well,
Also, the solution to strength checks is grapnel in line always. God tool.
Yep.
too bad I didn't have it on me.
Why didn't you ask? I have
I
one.
didn't think I need a grapple hook. I mean, a grapple for this.
Commissar is the only one prepared.
Seriously.
My guys only sneak in, kill the guy, get out. Don't worry about problems.
Since when was the idea we were gonna kill the guy?
I know, I'm not killing him. I'm just saying that's basically him. He sneaks in, sneaks out, doesn't leave any hidden evidence, like a little line. Well, anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm about to get jumped by something.
And I'm gonna let you get jumped by something.
You can't even stop it. You're too far away. I'm in the building.
Well,
outside of it.
Well, I like to actually sort of say that it was my decision not to actually, help you, but it's, yeah. Literally, what, about 500 meters or so from you? Oh, dude.
Also, how long has it been since we've gotten a break in this session? Like, I don't think that has happened in ever.
He's setting something up.
I know he's setting something up, but like, that's been
not last session, but the session before that, where what he called Morton actually went, okay, yeah, that was a fever dream.
Was there a break then?
No, that was after the game was done.
I still take that as a break. We called that he allowed it to be a fever
It
dream.
was after you said that's the end of it for tonight. Blah blah blah, and then I left because I had a different game. So I just said I got to go to that game. Goodbye.
Well, in any case, Azale, gird your loins. Gird
Yeah,
your loins
yeah.
very.
But for the way he's silent, and I'm pretty sure he's setting up a
Well, in all fairness, what it called, she's in an alley, completely out of the way. Dixon?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Sam?
What's that?
What happened to Sam?
Oh, this is my rogue trader alter ego.
Well, Dixon, I think, is fine. The only ones that are, I think, in potential danger are me and Kid there.
Dixon's a talker. Spade is a talker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to put together some kind of alibi for this that doesn't involve as like turning in Azale and
one person.
or
I will
killing him.
literally just stab him with a sleep syringe and just run away.
Oh my god. Yeah, but the thing is, what it called, me communicating with you is the thing that seems
yeah,
to knock it
true.
off. So...
Yep. I should have just turned it off. Should have been like, you know what? I don't trust him to not randomly call me at like the most important moment.
You can only stay in a market so long before you start to look suspicious, and...
My man, people stay in markets for hours. Oh wait, this is medieval times, so I mean, not medieval, but still, whatever.
What are you talking about? Only women stay in shops for hours upon end?
You-
Go in, you get a t-shirt, you buy the t-shirt, you leave.
You're not wrong majority of the time.
And that's your daily dose of misogyny.
How dare you say that, you sexist, misogynistic, bigot? Other words I don't know the words for. I'm gonna cancel you on Twitter. I don't have Twitter.
All right, everybody. So, you can hear in the corner of the room some mechanical noise. Something like starting up some horrible engine. Then you can see a couple of red lights appearing in the darkness and then slowly hovering through the room.
Shit.
This room is dark with dark black floor tiles and chandeliers and crystals and tons of reflective surfaces. These lights are just going to dance off of every surface and create these almost like laser show through the room, and you could just see suddenly this specter of lights appearing around your feet, over your head. You turn around and you can feel the heat of it on your face. Something is right there. You look at the room, and near the floor, at about the level of your hip, you can see two red lights slowly hovering across the floor. You're blinded by it. What do you do? You have 5 seconds to react.
Okay, can I do a stealth check to hide? Or at least try to hide?
You have 5 seconds to tell me what you do.
Okay, as seeing this blinding light, he knows that the floor is black and he's covered in a chameleon cloak, so he turns that on and tries to blend into the floor.
Do a minus 60 stealth test.
Shit. Okay, stealth minus 60. That's
This is
gonna be a
also a
minus
post
40
test.
with the plus
Even if
20.
you succeed, you can still fail. It's an opposed test.
Okay.
You're dealing with something that has more than just natural eyesight.
Okay, minus 40. There we go. Here we go. Failure with 3.
All right. You can hear something clawing at the ground, almost like metallic feet. And then, if you've ever heard a dog run across wood floor, have you ever heard that?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
a cat? Like, they scratch it up. It's like that. Then you see this thing. It looks like some kind of feline creature. It is just turning the corner at unnatural speeds, jumping off of one of the pillars in the room, lunging at you. Roll initiative.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
You have 15 seconds per round, and it is the doggo's turn to begin. It is going to hit you. Okay. Do a toughness test.
Oh, I can't dodge it. Okay.
You need to call it out.
Okay. I'll roll my initiative first. Go. And now toughness. Failure with 2.
You take 9 impact damage. Sorry. Let's see. Check that actually. Rending damage. 9 rending damage, and you are stunned for 2 rounds.
Okay, so that is a minus 2. That is a 7 damage.
Do you want to reroll your toughness?
Can I?
Yeah, you can use a fate point.
You know what? Yeah. I'll spend a fate point on this.
Okay.
Okay, I have 2 left. Failure with 6, yeah.
I'm gonna let you keep the 2. You're sleeping for 2 rounds. You're gonna take 9 impact damage.
Minus 2, so 7 damage. To where?
To your left arm.
Left arm is still alive for now.
At this point, if anyone else can hear this, you're probably hearing this Rackard through the microbead as you were talking to him. And you're going to yell out to the others, and you're going to start running. Any objections?
Yes.
Objections?
Yes, Rickard is gonna hold his position at the moment and say, Sam, what are your orders? I have messed this up before. You are the lead acolyte. So, your decision.
Quick extraction in and out, and Sam's going to don the chameleon line cloak at this point and start running toward the side door where he saw Azael enter.
Hale will follow suit as soon as she hears in the microbead. Quick extraction.
And what I called Rickard will don a chameleon cloak and do the same.
You took a little break to talk, so you cannot move as far, but you run a little bit closer. And it is your turn, Nyx. You can remove 1 round of stun.
Okay, Nyx is
go ahead.
going. Oh wait, aren't I asleep? Didn't you say I was?
Mm-hmm. No. Stun is like you can't move. You're still awake, you just can't move.
Oh, I can't move. Okay.
You can spend a fate point to recover from the stun. I don't know if that recovers every. It disables the stun entirely, or if it's.
Okay,
one
I
of the
can't move. Can I
one.
attack or no?
Alright, so you spend a fate point, and you jump out of it.
Yep. Yeah.
At
I'll
that
spend it.
moment, it is now their turn. You can see 2 guards running into the room, fully armed, barging through the doors. The attack dog is attacking again.
Okay, this time I'm gonna dodge. And there is my dodge roll. Success with 2.
Sick. How does it look?
Okay, as I jump up from getting sneak attacked by this dog, because someone had to call me, and as I'm already prepared and like in the stance of like right in front of an animal that's about to bite me, and I'm like shifting left and right. As I see it lunge, I move my foot out the way.
Okay. One of the guards has dual revolvers, and he is running in
dodge again.
while he's gunning at you with both of them.
I'm dodge again.
Cool.
Okay, dodge.
You get a
I get a
minus 30 to dodge.
Oh, I already rolled it, but okay. Do you want me to real or no?
No, just apply it.
Okay, minus 30, yeah, failure.
Okay. This is going to hit you in the body. So that is a body shot first. It's going to hit you for a total of 12 impact damage, 7 penetration.
12 plus 7. I may be down.
The next one is going to hit you for 8 impact damage, 7 penetration.
Okay, that's a total of 34 damage. Do I still minus 2 because armor?
You gotta
or no?
learn how the system works.
Okay.
What are you at?
Since it's the body, I've been hitting the body before. So now I have. Currently, I am at a 45. Yeah, 45 for body, yeah.
What does that mean, 45?
Okay, no. Yeah, I'm knocked out at this point. Yeah, nah. I'm not dead yet, but I'm knocked out at this point.
How much wounds do you have left?
I have 11. The 9 minus the 9, yeah, at this point,
How many wounds do you have left after taking this damage? Okay, I'm gonna look at your sheet.
Okay,
So
yeah,
7 is
11.
gonna reduce everything, so you take 9 damage first. That leaves you down to 3 from the first attack. The second attack I did 7 damage, I think. Is that right?
Yep.
8 damage. That leaves you at minus 5 because it also ignores armor. So you're at minus 5. Were you following that?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna get it right next time.
Okay.
The guard is gonna hit you in the chest 2 times. You feel the air just empty from your lungs. A horrible pain as this cold liquid runs down your chest. You touch your chest, look at your hand, and it is blood red. The critical Egyptian is a solid blow to the chest, pulverizes the target's innards. He momentarily doubles over in pain, clutching himself and crying in agony. The target is stunned for 2 rounds and must make a toughness.
Okay. Toughness. Here we go. Failure of 2. I'm gonna spend a fate point. Wait, can I spend 2 in a...
Absolutely. You can spend
Okay,
as many as you-
and that is my last one. And here we go.
Remember spend a fate point to get out of stun. So that might be a better use of it.
Okay, fine. I'll use that to get out of stun then.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm gonna advise you on that, because this is only to suffer 1d5 levels of fatigue, which is not that bad. So you get 2 levels of fatigue. And you are stunned for 2 rounds, but you're gonna burn a fate point. Or use a fate point. And ignore that. Okay. You do, however, take the damage, and you are struggling, bleeding profusely. Looks like there are no other penalties beyond. And the other guard is going to attack. 4. That's gonna be. That's gonna be a hit to the right leg. That is a. Ay, caramba. 16
right.
16
Yep,
impact damage for penetration.
Dead.
Yeah, no. This is a critical too. It's a Righteous Fury.
I'll get another sheet ready then.
What? Your left leg. Well, there's a description for this. The hit rips apart the flesh from the leg, causing blood to spray out in all directions. Even as the target futilely tries to stop the sudden blow, the vital fluid runs out. He falls to the ground and dies in a spreading pool of gore. The target's death is such that the terrible screams drown out all conversation within 2d 10 meters. Any last words you want to say into the mic?
Abort. Mission failed. Burn my body if you ever have the chance.
And last question. Do you want to burn a fate point to stay alive?
I have 0. Oh, wait. Yeah,
burn
I have
a
0.
fate point
What,
means
can I
that
burn
you
one?
remove you reduce
Okay,
your
yeah, I'll burn one then.
Cool. You're still alive. However, your left leg is missing. You all arrive to a street filled with people. You can see a guard standing outside the door, but you can no longer hear Nyx. What do you do?
Hale will whisper into the mic. Alright, Mr. Spade, what now? Just lost a man.
You heard a noise, and then his
Abort mission.
you heard abort mission, and then his microbeat went silent. Yep.
Okay.
You don't know that he's dead.
Okay. Kale is gonna look around then and again whisper into the microbead. Alright, Mr. Spade, what do we do? She's trying to look for an opening into the building still, specifically around the crowd and in a way that's gonna be fairly out of sight from any sort of guards or things like that.
Awesome.
She wants to get a bird's eye view of the situation.
Yeah. As soon as you reach the mansion, you look over. You can see the guard standing there whistling. He's just looking around. Whenever someone comes over, he's holding his hand out, explaining, and they sort of nod and just continue walking. It looks like he's doing some kind of public service or explaining something that has happened. You immediately slow down into a slow jog and then a walk. Walking into the crowd, you can do a deceive disguise test. Or a stealth test. You can choose.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with the stealth test.
Yep.
I'm not very deceptive.
Sounds good.
Bonk. Success 1.
Awesome. Alright, Kale. You're slowly moving through the crowd. There are tons of people here. Are you tall?
I don't know. I never thought about her height. I'm thinking she's probably like 5'8", so like taller than average woman, but not super tall.
Awesome. Do you blend in perfectly? Over some of the heads you'll occasionally look over. You notice that the door is open. Someone walks over and closes it from the inside.
Mission abort.
Feel free to move your tokens, I guess, to where you want to be. You can
Sam's going to skid to a stop as
We were
the
told.
mission abort is called, and he's going to say into the microbead, "Ort, we pull back now. It's likely that alarms have been raised. If we have a further chance at extraction, this is not it. We may need to take his head later on in case they can trace it back to us. But now is not the time."
If you walk in there, you are walking to your death. You will then deprive the Ordo Zenus, Imperium, and he who sits on the throne.
You can hear this to the static of your microbeat, Kale, as you're hiding among the crowd. Looking over your shoulder, you can see Sam looking back at you.
She's looking into the crowd. Turns her head back to Sam. In the microbead, you all hear a deep sigh before she turns it off. She begins making her way back. And quietly to herself, punching her hand into her thigh, just exclaims, "Shit!" She don't like losing men.
Come
Not
on,
one bit.
record.
Get an inspiration
Combined.
point.
Side Sam. And once she appears in front of us, he's gonna go and slap her with the backhand of his hand and say, "You do not turn off your microbead ever. Do you understand?"
Loud and clear, Commissar. Put your hand on me again, though, you're gonna lose it. She turns it back on.
Nice.
We need to know where our assets are at all time. Your pity, your grief is irrelevant. There will be time for that. Now is not the time. Stop your self-indulgence.
It wouldn't just be self-indulgence here. With every man lost on enemy turf, so do we lose those assets, so do we lose information to those.
I'll grant you that. But we need to stay united. You cannot go off grid. I say this I try not to say this harshly, but you must understand.
Yeah, well, new concern is Mr. Nix had his microbead on him.
And he failed. As we will all fail at some point.
Question to the GM. Does the microbead, it comes out, like it's like a little Bluetooth headphone thing, right?
It's pretty much anything you want to imagine. It can be a little headset. It can be a little button on your collar. Usually. Unless you state otherwise. It's a push to talk. So you have to actively push something for it to activate.
But we can in it. At this table.
Right. Just to actually sort of say what he called the reason I'm actually sort of saying this is I take off what he called previous character took his microbead out, and apparently the rest of the team were able to see he was offline. So that's where I'm sort of coming from.
No, that's okay. I'm okay with the intercharacter conflicts. It's more so me trying to understand, like, Kale's point of view. If it's just, like, basically like a little Bluetooth, headset or something like that, the way she's thinking, and she'll even voice this out to everyone outwardly, like, there's a probability we might all have to go offline anyways if they have that connection.
Well,
just from
if we have to go offline, and that will be the senior acolyte's decision.
Change frequencies to 5278.28.
Tell us what you know.
Copy that.
We resolve that later on. For now, we have to make sure that we weren't seen in the general area. We fall back for now.
Awesome. Nice RPR when you all get an inspiration point. And the last thing you see, you look over your shoulder. And
Last thing would actually...
you can see the guard entering the house.
Last thing I would like to ask is, can we retrieve his body?
We'll need to keep eyes on the situation, but aside from extracting whatever may have been on his body that would betray our cause to the Rogue Trader house, we can't seem to do anything. We don't even know if he's alive.
With the best will in the world. It is his body I wish to retrieve, so that he can be buried properly.
We might have to make compromises with that, Commissar.
As you run onto the streets, these cold chills fill your body. You look over to the amphitheater. Happy people singing, dancing. Someone is starting a little parade. And the contrast is just jarring. You're all just frozen as you walk across the sandy tiles. Where do you want to go?
Frozen as in high? Frozen as in cold? Or...
in terror. In fact, if you were in combat, I would make you do fair tests, but where do you want to go?
Can we take the back streets back to the room? For now, I just want to regroup.
Yep. You will not being noticed. This is standard protocol. Keep a distance. and you're gonna try to find your way back to the Citadel. As you approach, you can see more and more of these penitents and religious cults. A few of them start to sort of gather around you, and you can see them sort of point at you, Sam, as you're walking. You try to not to be noticed, but a little child points out, starts yelling, running next to you. You try to shoo him away, and then a grown-up sort of starts walking next to him. A couple more people. They start presenting various gifts and trinkets, and some of them are very happy. They're smiling from ear to ear, nodding, speaking in very rough accents that you can't make out in all the noise of the crowd. But they follow you all the way to the Pantheon. Outside, you can see a larger crowd that starts to gather up around you. They are praying and chanting in the direction of the monastery. And Sam, the husband of your friend, is going to come up to you as you approach.
Samuel, it is good to see you again. See here. We found this. One of your friends must have dropped it.
He holds up a what looks like a data slate.
Sam, it's always good to see you. And I'm going to look at the data slate and recognize it for what it is. Thank you. Who exactly dropped this?
We don't know. We found it in the streets. Someone... perhaps someone you know.
He holds it up to you, smiling as if he's presenting a gift.
I return the smile, and I'm going to turn on the data slate. I'm just going to look at what was the last entry.
It seems to be broken. You try to turn it on, nothing happens.
Thank you. This may be invaluable to our cause. May the God Emperor bless you. And I'm going to put my right hand on his shoulder.
May Danu bless you.
He
Sam nods.
looks you in the eyes, and as you turn around, he sort of slowly walks.
My children, I don't suppose you could spare more provisions.
I look through the various pockets on my suit, and I'm going to produce a single ration, or I'm going to produce 2 rations, and I hope that they enjoy these.
He looks you deep in the eyes.
Thank you so much. You don't know how much it means to us to have you and the God Emperor.
He bows several times. You can see
The
people
Emperor.
around you sort of, as he turns around, he holds up a symbol that you've given him of the God Emperor, and several of them chant and look up to it.
The Emperor provides.
I have a question.
Awesome, that's the perfect line. You get an inspiration point as you turn around. And
This record will walk forward and go, I have a question. What does the Emperor look like? I mean, you've seen the Aquila of the Emperor. What does he look like? Does he look like you? Does he look like me?
You stand there and say it out to the crowd a couple of times. No one really seems to respond to you. And Sam, Kale. What do you do, guys?
Thank you for your time. Go forth in peace and under the Emperor's protection.
The people look at you in horror and fear. As you turn around, a few of them will follow into the compound. You walk over to the Pantheon. And I assume you want to go back to your rooms.
Mm-hmm.
On rounds, Sam will question Rykard. What exactly did you intend with that question? To shock? Was it a genuine, if sarcastic question?
No. I have absolutely no idea what the hell they're talking about. They think the Emperor is... They think the Emperor is food. They think the Emperor is something that will provide for them. They think that the Emperor is something that will make their lives better. It is not. They must work themselves, and considering the small fact that there is so many Xenos on this planet, I have deep suspicions. And your familiarity with them is concerning.
One must win the hearts and minds of the people in order to spread his name.
No, they must
not
comply. Have you ever read history? Compliance. What does compliance mean?
With his blind act of vengeance,
They
threatened
will
to
be brought
destroy
into the
all of
fold.
Nosgoth.
But for
Each
now,
circle member was
a
bonded
softer
to the pillar
approach
he
is necessary.
served. The pillars reflected the mental state
And
of
if
their
you're going to
servants,
quote
and as the
history with
minds of
me,
the circle degenerated and
you would
descended
well
farther
know
into
that
dementia, the pillars crumbled.
this is but the
To
first
restore
step.
them, each member of the circle had to die, and the artifact
They are
that
not
served
yet
as their link
believers.
to the pillar had to be
They
returned.
do not yet understand
With his
all
blind
that there
act
is
of
in the
vengeance,
galaxy.
threatened to destroy all of
Do you
Nosgoth.
expect them
Each
to
circle member was bonded to the pillar he
cow
served.
to this,
The pillars reflected the mental state of
this
their
whole
servants,
different
and as the minds of the circle
philosophical idea?
degenerated and descended farther
The
into
humans
dementia,
conception
the pillars
of the God
crumbled.
Emperor,
To
as we know
restore them,
him,
each member of the
As humans,
circle
I
had to
expect
die,
them to
and the artifact that served as
bow
their link to the
to
pillar
the
had
Lord.
to be returned. Only with his blind act of vengeance,
You
threatened to destroy
are indulging them.
all of Nosgoth. Each circle member was bonded to the pillar.
Now,
I have to admit that that there is a note of that, to be sure.
With his blind act of vengeance, threatened
But
to
this is
destroy all
but a
of Nosgoth.
temporary
Each
measure.
circle member was bonded
It is
to
not
the
something
pillar
that
he
I
served.
intend to
The
carry
pillars
out for the
reflected the
rest
mental
of
state of their
their
servants,
days,
and as
nor
the
should
minds
they
of the
expect
circle
such.
degenerated and descended farther into
Small
dementia,
token things like
the
this,
pillars crumbled.
again,
To
win the
restore
hearts and
them,
minds
each member of the circle
of the
had to
many.
die, and the artifact that served as their link to the
It is,
pillar had to be
and
returned.
as you well know,
Only
our God Emperor is not one that would simply grant for the sake of granting, but this is a temporary thing, as I had said before.
Sam, I respect you as an acolyte. However, where you're dealing with these people brings me great concern.
Noted.
This is not must be brought to compliance. Also, we have Chaos, we have Xenos, we have potential potential Tyranids. What is the plan? We seem to be walking around doing nothing. Well, apart from acolytes killed.
And of that, I take full responsibility.
No, you do not. It's his own ineptitude.
It is indeed my fault that I'd let someone
His blind
untested
act of vengeance
attempt to
threatened to
breach the
destroy
walls of
all
our
of
enemy.
Nosgoth. Each circle member
is
was
true.
bonded to the pillar he served. The pillars
it is
reflected
also
the mental
true
state of their servants, and as the
that
minds
I
of the
am
circle
granting
degenerated and
them
descended farther into dementia, the pillars crumbled.
something that they
To
have
restore
not yet
them,
earned.
each member of the circle
The
had to
peoples of this
die,
planet
and the artifact that served as
are
their link to
blind
the
and
pillar
deaf
had to be
are
returned.
for now blind and deaf to what the God Emperor provides and what the God Emperor expects. However, as you said, they will be brought into compliance. Whether it's this day, this week, this month, or this year, it's just a matter of time. And as I always say, the God Emperor speaks only truth, as they will soon discover. As far as Xenos and the others are concerned, it's just a matter of time until we root them out. We can't do everything all at once. That's not within reason. We can only do as we... Go ahead.
Gosh. You must take charge. You must tell everyone what they're gonna do, when they're gonna do it, and how they are going to do it. I have given far too many people far too much leeway. I will stand by you. I will support you. Even if it is a wrong decision. But a decision must be made.
It is noted. However, there's a very ancient saying. One must have an iron fist and a velvet glove to rule a people, to make them understand the words that you are saying.
Really, I just find it easier to execute them.
You have your methods, just as I have mine. However, I've found that those who have yet to be brought into the fold need a different approach. If everyone were to follow the mandates of your approach, every planet would be in need of exterminatus.
Just show that you know very little about me.
You have yet to show otherwise.
I'm happy to let you think that.
Then enlighten me.
Does he just mumble to himself? No. That's actually kind of epic.
I'm moving this way up.
No,
I just
as you
died.
walk
You guys
off.
are arguing over how to treat the people.
Alright. Rykard is gonna stand in the corner of the room. Sam just walking into this candlelit mausoleum. You can see Kale standing there just listening perplexed. Kane, the Archconfessor, seems to be miming something. He's practicing something into the room. He has a cane, a huge cape with it ornate with like huge collar, and he's pretending like he's speaking to a crowd. As you turn around, he looks slightly embarrassed, and he's gonna lean the cane onto the wall and like swiftly take off the cape and place it next to the mantle.
Orating something fierce over there, aren't you?
What are you two bickering about? He looks at you, son.
Just a minor disagreement, Archconfessor. Nothing that would compromise what we aim to do here. Just different approaches.
I am pleased to hear that. He looks at you, Rykard.
Is that correct, Rykard? Just a minor disagreement. Wouldn't you agree?
We'll see Rykard grind his teeth ever so slightly and go, yes, I suppose you could say that.
With his blind act of vengeance.
Nevertheless, I am pleased to hear that you are professing to the crowd. Samuel, you have converted many of them. We are beginning to let them into the Pantheon. He has a smile on his face as he slowly walks towards you.
Sam gets down on one knee and casts his gaze downward for a moment before looking upward at him.
Many have wondered,
God.
what is the Emperor? There are so many stories. How he gave his life in the outer rims of the Askellon sector, possessing the bodies of giants, of saints, inspiring them to go to their deaths to save humanity, so that this sector could be saved from the Xenos. You are saving their lives by telling them, continue doing what you're doing. And you, Rykard, don't get in his way. I know you are not the most pious sort. He lifts his chin up, sort of in disgust.
I think you will find I am one of the most pious people here.
Then why have I never seen you praying by the altar?
Because the Emperor does not need me to walk into a cathedral to pray. I can pray at my bedside. I can pray at a trench.
And so your feelings betray you. There is something different. Yes, I can sense it. Where is he? Where is Azael?
Sam will rise and step into the Archconfessor's view. I have failed that one. he was untested and he wanted to prove himself by walking into the lion's den. We had been in search of an artifact, and that was where he had gone to find more information on this. But he was caught unawares, and
And who
we
is the
don't
lion?
know. Sam's going to look around uneasily. We believe it to be the rogue trader house of Galenus.
Galenus.
Galenus, excuse me.
He kind of scoffs. Galenus.
We believe
What did he
them to
do?
possess. We believe them to possess the location of the lost diary.
And what did he do?
Aside from not providing it to the Inquisition, nothing. That is information that we have been seeking to recover for since our time here, and we believe it to be the most important piece of the puzzle.
Galenus answers to us, as do all rogue traders. This is preposterous. I'll send an emissary at once.
With respect, Archconfessor, if that was the case, do you not believe that he would have himself provided this information to us already? He intends to deceive, and I intend to shine light upon the truth of the issue. In our own
Shine your
ways,
light
of course.
quickly. Otherwise, I will move in with the stormtroopers. The capture of one of our agents is unacceptable.
Of course, Archconfessor. This is a failing on my part, and my part alone. One that I hope to recover from and redeem myself quickly.
He just looks up, looks back down at you. He's gonna pick up his cape and slowly just walk away. You're left with a somber feeling, and you can hear the crackling of a fire in the distance. Cytheria.
This is not gonna stand. Starts stomping off after him.
Rykart? As he waits for him to respond.
Stump, stump, stump.
He's understood the extent of my failings. Don't try to convince him otherwise. We will show with our actions, not with our words.
My lord.
Do you walk after him?
Hmm?
He's gonna slowly turn around. Yes, Rykard.
I have failed so many times in my life. I've failed everyone under my control so many times under my life. I wish just once to have the ability to actually redeem someone. It's been ask your writ to do what I need to do.
You are asking the wrong person. There is only one man who knows the answer.
Inquisitor.
If you seek him, you will have your answer.
Let it know. I will not let someone who is a friend be taken. And you understand that we are acolytes of Rosimus. Therefore, we'll look bad on you. However, if you give me the right to do it,
I simply have no idea what you're asking me. You already have complete autonomy.
I want to go in and save our acolyte.
You already have complete autonomy. You do not need my blessing.
No, we do. We do.
I will not be responsible for your failings, nor for your success. I am here to profess and convert. Nothing else. He looks at you and you get deep chills with the coldness he reveals to you. You answer to the Inquisitor when he arrives, and you alone. And with that, he's going to slowly turn around and walk ominously into his room.
While...
And
Oh, go ahead.
what do you call it? I'm going to move back and say, so, we have no inquisitorial support. Wish to see if we can bring him back.
Well, if that's what you're thinking, Commissar, I'm right behind you on it.
Don't take this lightly. Because if we success or fail, the chances are we're probably still gonna die.
I was due dead a long time ago. But if it means I can do something about it.
Our only hope is that the Inquisitor is able to protect us. You understand where condition of the Inquisitor, yes?
That's a good question. How much have I been informed of that?
You asking me?
Yeah.
About what? Informed about what?
The condition of the Inquisitor. Me as a player, I know. But does Kale know?
You would know that he's... you would know the propaganda that he's glorious as always, beaming with light and wonderment, and always looking over you on this mission. Wise and insightful. Healing very nicely after his little incident with a Xenos artifact that is just a minor issue. Unofficially, he looks like shit.
As far as I've been made aware, Inquisitor Typh is keeping to the light there, shining beam of justice on us. Would I be wrong?
He's slightly a little bit more. Let's say, beaten up.
Kale tilts her head. You don't hear that every day.
You don't need to know.
As it were, need to know basis. Right then.
Now, consider the small fact it was actually in the books. You know, in the... Come on, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Feel free to jump in anytime, anyone.
Alright.
And do whatever you want.
You guys.
And let me know if you want to do anything.
I do have one question. Sort of brought in on this like a baby dropped on your laps. It's very little. Most of the information I was given was intended to just complete the job. As I continue to stand here listening to y'all, the job gets bigger and bigger. Maybe it's a bit personal, but how many acolytes at this point? How many we lose?
Now, I can only talk personal experience. 3.
3. Kale puts, takes out one of her guns, places it on the table.
Yeah.
She, from a small leather pocket, takes out couple dice. And grabs a cup from the table, puts the dice in, shakes them, slams the cup down with the dice inside.
I'll say it's a waist-high wooden table. You can hear the cup slammed down on the table. The orange glow of the candles creates this relaxing atmosphere as you sort of gather around. You can see Hector and Llewellyn sort of wandering around the room, looking through different cogitators and shuffling their equipment and goods.
Okay. So, I'll play Dead Man's Dice. can do that. It's 2 dice.
Call is 3. Mr. Spade?
Win.
Kale is
Kale.
kind of calling over Mr. Spade to also join in.
Sam joins in, taking a look at both the commissar as well as Kale. Call it.
All right. You said 3. Let's see if we're lucky.
Okay, hold on. Okay, you said 3. I'm gonna be honest. I'll go.
We're legit rolling.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Feel free to
Let's-
use your own dice if you have them.
It's 2 dice. Yes, 2 dice, isn't it?
Yep, I just rolled on roll 20.
Or
Will Sam also roll?
Yeah, it's not coming through.
Oh no!
Yeah, just give it a sec.
Here he goes.
There it is.
So you'll take turns rolling the dice. You can see Hector, so interested, walks over. Can I join you? I think a game of dice would be relaxing.
Please do.
okay, well, I rolled the lowest, so what do you want to know?
Out of character, the last time I understood any sense of a dice game like this, it's usually you call a number and whoever gets closest to that number, kind of like blackjack,
Alright, okay.
wins. So if they even have like one dice that pairs with that, so in context, I don't know
okay.
how to play this game.
You guys play whatever you want. I'm not kidding. You can invent the game. It's totally fine with me.
Okay. Well, the call number was 3. Kale just looks at the one dice that the commissar got there, number 3.
Nice.
Just looks up at him, smirks. Seems like it's your lucky day, commissar.
Hector clears his throat. What is the meaning of these dice? Why does it matter that he got 3?
It's just a little game of luck. I don't know about anyone else, but I like knowing my odds.
Now, if you guess the right number, what does it mean?
It means you win.
Yeah,
Perhaps we can make it more exciting. The winner has to admit to a failing. He looks up at you, Raikard, with a serious, grim expression. You can see him squinting, his eyes turn into daggers. A personal failing.
I have nothing to be ashamed of, so of course
Good then. Next round.
Okay. What's the call number this time?
7.
The dice only have 6 sides.
I know. You seen that?
He spins it around like inspecting it deeply as he says this, with profound excitement.
I could go with the 6.
Is it 1 6 or 2 or doubles or what?
If you want to say doubles, we can go doubles.
Let's go doubles.
Hmm.
Samuel and Morton.
I suppose I'm closer. Hector is gonna look at the dice and sort of grab them. So, my failing. You can see him sort of half open mouth, sort of talking to himself quietly, looking down at the table. I suppose my first failing was in not notifying the Inquisitor of everything we needed, being too overconfident in our ability. You can see him sort of struggling with this and leaning heavily on the table.
Kale will quietly nod to herself. In her mind, she's remembering some of the turmoil Hector had been in before, over the losses he mentioned he took.
Samuel.
Sam takes a deep breath inward. Mine was much closer. I know that it's foolish to say that one could have something over one's own inquisitor, but in the course of an investigation, with my time with the Administratum, before my time with the Administratum, there was something that I had failed to notice, and that was that there was some group that was investigating me. Without getting too far into the details, I was the one who had gotten my family killed. He swallows.
Hector is gonna look down in deep sadness. As quietness fills the room.
Don't know what to say, Samuel.
So when you say that I have a soft spot for these people, that my relationship with Marika may be too close and too intimate, with it's not without cause. I see what could have been, and some may see it as a squandering of my talents, as that of the God Emperor had provided me, but there are some days that I wish I could have lived a simpler life. Let's move on. We played enough games.
Yes.
Hector slowly nods.
You can see Samuel trembling a little bit, his left hand quaking a little bit.
Hector is just gonna look back and forth at the ones that are closer to you. So waiting for what they.
I a word with you in private.
Kale's gonna pack up. She's just gonna, as she does so, she goes up to Spade, puts a hand on his shoulder. I'll be waiting for you wherever you need me. Outside at the moment. Let me know.
As you turn around, Hector is gonna give you a little smile and a nod.
She nods back. And it has a little bow to it, almost rather respectfully.
Awesome. Everybody gets an inspiration point. Hector is gonna go over and turn around near the altar. Actually, he's gonna walk out of the room out of respect for Sam. If you want to follow him, you can, Rickard.
No, he's gonna actually go and say, Sam, quick word.
Yes, Reinhardt.
I understand exactly where you're coming from.
You as well?
Yes.
He's going to look with saddened eyes.
Ours Terrorists. We, took a family, we thought would be the best idea to move them massively across the galaxy. And now, there. Well, I say,
With respect, Reinhardt, I just need a moment or two. I've never told anybody this information before.
course.
As Reichard leaves the room, Sam's just gonna squeeze his hands into little balls, put them on the table. He's gonna take a deep, deep breath, and with his right hand, he's going to pull out a locket, open it up, and it's going to be a small picture of his wife and his daughter. He's going to clutch it in his fist, taking a few moments before he closes it, tucks it back into his shirt, composes himself, stands up straight, takes another deep breath, and then walks back to Reichard and Kale.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'll be alright. It was just a moment that I never thought I would have to share with anybody. Weakness is not exactly looked upon well in our line of work, and I should hope that your confidentiality would be implicit in this matter.
I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but nothing you say to me will ever be said to others.
Sam looks directly into your eyes as he nods. And I should hope that and Azael, we will find a way to give him a proper burial, or we will find out what exactly happened to him, and if he has indeed died, we will give him a proper burial, as you had desired. It is the very least that we can do.
The thing I find is that why do you wish to disappear, to become what is the point? I don't understand. I mean, you wish to actually sit there and fight against something, but you're always just oh shit. Right, I'm gonna have to go. I'm sorry.
The evening dawns. I'm gonna say you all go to bed. And then we can take a small break. A couple of minutes. Two or 3 minutes. If anyone needs a toilet break or something.
Sounds good. I love the drama.
So
You
That
might
was the
actually
best
be able to sleep.
scene.
Hell,
That's
Maybe.
the best scene we've had in a long time.
yeah,
That was insane.
so generous this session. 2 breaks.
I would have never been caught if someone didn't call me.
Yeah, it might be a little bit selfish because I need to prep a little bit,
Yeah,
cheat a
yeah.
little bit. But
You're good.
Also, yeah. Just so you know, Brad, I don't have a backstory for this guy, but I'm almost done with this.
ow,
Wait, Brad?
I mean,
ow.
I mean, more.
Where?
You confused?
where's Brad? It's all good. That's great.
Oh yeah, since penetration thing that it is the thing that always kills me in the end, I've made a guy that will penetrate them all.
So
Jesus Christ,
that
that's amazing.
sounds.
I left it vague on purpose.
Also, I'm so happy I finally got to use the bone dice.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Narrative
awesome.
aspects. How Kale sees it is that fate in chance is very much just the God Emperor taking the wheel. And so the fact that the Commissar won the first draw at 3, the first roll, basically was like almost like to Kale, the God Emperor, saying, yeah, this guy is the good choice. This one.
Nice.
So that's going to kind of imply some of her decision making going forward.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
I got it from No Country
So-
for Old Men, how Anton Chigurh would just go around and be like,
Flip a coin.
yeah,
Yeah,
call the
that one.
call the
Call
yeah,
the
like
coin.
call the coin.
Tail.
You'd stand to win everything. Call the coin.
I've
Call
only
the
seen that one
coin.
scene on YouTube.
Yep.
Tails.
Same energy.
You get to live. Just walks out the store. It's like, that was a weird customer.
Really,
Yeah.
really weird.
It's like,
Yeah.
I feel like he would have murdered me the way he was looking at me. But yeah, he's probably a good guy.
By the way, have you nailed down the whole damage thing yet? Olu?
Oh yeah. Now I understand it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know that the amount of penetration goes first, and then the remainder, like if you have, say, 5 armor and you have 10 penetration, then it just negates all of the armor, and the damage value would just be flat. And if it were the other way, say you have 10 armor and 5 penetration, then you have 5 armor left over to soak.
Okay. So penetration's not damage by itself. Okay.
Yeah, penetration is 0 damage, so you can have like
Okay.
a 1 damage, 5 penetration.
I can do a million penetration to you, and if you have 1 armor, and I don't do any damage, you don't take any damage. Yeah.
Okay.
All it does is reduce your armor.
Yeah, it reduces the soak value of toughness plus armor.
Okay. Now I just have to get this guy his talents, and then he'll be good to play.
Sweet.
What you thinking of bringing on?
I'm bringing a Kriegsman. I'm giving him a big melter gun because I'm sick and tired of getting penetrated and all my armor getting ignored. Never had
Oh, if you take on, I don't know if you have this, but there's a talent that you can take so that you don't damage your allies.
Ooh, what is it?
It's like Holy Fervor or something like that. I don't remember the exact title.
No.
Let me
see.
look that up real quick, like for you.
I have
But you definitely want to take
divine-
that so you don't fucking murder us.
It
I
is
have
it is a big melter gun, so
Yeah, it's
Divine-
anything with that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say divine protection. Attacks using spray quality only affects enemies. Is that the same thing, or are we talking about 2 different things?
Oh wait, you're taking a melter, not a what's it called, a flamer?
melter.
Oh, that's totally different.
Yeah. Melta's a straight beam. There's not really any splash to Melta.
Okay, I heard a flamer
heard
for some
flamer?
reason,
Ah.
which is also super good. I mean,
Yeah,
it takes
Melta.
away their reaction, or it burns them to death. So it's
Burn, baby, burn.
generally good.
I like to see them burn. I'm not a psychopath. I'm really just tempted to take a bunch of a sound constitution with the amount of experience I have left, so I can never die in the first round. It was the second one, but still,
Oh, don't worry, you'll die. You'll
yeah,
die. If we get into a bad enough combat, you will die.
yeah. At least this guy has 15 wounds. That's good, I think.
Nice.
You say if
Yeah,
we get into a
sorry.
bad enough combat, as if any combat isn't bad enough.
Correct. 98% of combats.
I've discovered this.
Yep.
1 hit, 34 wounds. Ah!
I'm
Oh
pretty
no!
sure it's a like robot cat thing or something. Robot.
Oh, by the way, Olu, if you look at my character sheet,
Yeah.
and you go down to armor and defense, where all that's listed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I listed a little bit differently than the suggested thing is. The top value is penetration or armor, and the bottom value is toughness. So you can do quicker math that way. So, for example, if they give you like 10 penetration or something like that, to subtract 10, and then you just have your toughness value, which is always there.
Okay.
Unless something lowers.
I like to have the armor at top and then the penetration or the total soak at the bottom.
So
Yeah.
I have a question.
It's individual.
Yeah, matter of taste.
Yes, Commissar.
Are you actually still playing, or am I just?
Oh, no,
we're
I'm
gonna
making-
jump to our friend Mr. Nix. Azael
Because-
Nix, who may or may not be alive. Yeah, what's up, Baron? If you
I'm
have to go, you can go.
No, I'm just gonna migrate, and I wanna
Just-
actually sort of stay in.
Just type it in the chat if you want to go. No stress whatsoever. We understand. No
Yeah,
stress.
remember that time I was literally cleaning my entire house and didn't do anything?
Yeah. Just if anyone has to go, just type BRB in the chat, and then we'll know that you go. All right.
Yep.
We're gonna go over to Mr. Nix and go into the game. So, Mr. Nix. In fact, that's the first sentence you hear.
Mr.
Oh, you know
Mr.
my name.
Nix.
Hmm.
Nix. Wake up. Nix. Wake up.
As Nix wakes up from this excruciating pain that he was in, as he lifts his head up and takes his survey around the area before he says anything.
A man with a voice distortion device is sitting across a table from you. Your hands, feet, and torso is tied to the chair. You are in excruciating pain. Sitting bound to the chair, you will still be untreated. You're barely at 0 wounds. So this is you just like your last breath.
A slap would kill me.
Yeah.
Tell us what you know. Tell us what you know. Why were you here?
Do
Why were you here?
really think it would be that easy?
Do you want to live?
You see, everybody is prepared to die one day.
He's gonna nod to the corner of the room. A man is going to walk over and is going to do something horrible to your foot. Or, sorry, your stump. Go ahead and do a toughness test.
Oh yeah, I'll get a sheet. I I started working the other guy. There it is. Success with one.
Sick. You're gonna... your foot is going to... or your stump is not gonna hurt as much as they think. He's sort of doing something to it, and you're in such excruciating pain that this doesn't make any difference. You're just closing your eyes, gritting your teeth. What do you look like right now?
Yeah. I just look like gritting my teeth and not really like in pain. Not like because I'm hiding it behind the mask. I'm just like, this reminds me of the days back at that school that I was at. They did the same thing, except I had a leg.
Your stump has been... the wound has been closed up. You are drugged, but it's mostly stimulants to keep you awake. He's just gonna look over and nod at his friend.
Perhaps it will interest you to know that we've captured your friends.
Oh, wow. They really came in? I thought they heard the message I gave them.
They're being interrogated as we speak.
Huh.
One of them confessed. He said you led the charge.
Oh, you were.
Is that funny?
You were good. You see, it's not a charge if there is no one following straight behind you.
His name is Rykot. Ring any bells?
Yes, he is the type of person to do that. Yeah, that makes sense. But no, he wouldn't break. For I know that for a fact. It is too weak a station for him.
He already gave you up.
You know nothing about him, do you? He went to the same place I did. He's not going to break from torture.
We know the Inquisitor. We know everything, Nyx.
Which Inquisitor?
Your Inquisitor.
What's his name?
He's coming.
Coming for your mother.
Are you ready to answer him?
This...
What will he say to your capture, Nyx?
Oh, I already know what's gonna happen to me.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you know who I am, Nyx?
Can I see him when you have a mask on?
Too dark. See
I have a photographic lens
Not
on
anymore.
my eyes. Oh, they took it off?
Yeah.
Wow. They thorough.
You're stripped down to nothing.
They checked
They
my
took
eyes.
all your belongings, everything you had with you.
You see?
You're wrapped in a bunch of cloth.
You see, I would say I know who you are, but your face is obscured with the shadows.
We found your friend. Hector. He's being brought in now. Your entire operation has gone wrong.
My friend.
Wrong.
You're using bad terms for all these people you should probably say acquaintance next time. You don't have friends in this business.
I'll be sure to let them know. You don't consider them important.
No. The only thing that's important is the Inquisitor and the mission.
Who should we let go first? Rykot or Hector?
Saying off personality, Hector would probably be the one.
I'll send the order. He'll be the first to die. And I'll let him know that you ordered it. You told us to kill him. You did it, Azel. You killed him.
I have killed for less.
Do a willpower test.
Okay. Oh, he might actually be able to. Success with 1.
Sick.
As he starts saying, "I did this," my face just goes completely cold. Just this phases me none at all.
He's gonna look over to the corner of the room, sigh deeply as his friend comes over again. You feel this hand just grabbing your hair, pounding you down into the desk, rubbing your face against the desk. He's going to hold you in this position until you're starting to lose consciousness.
This is the end. This is the end, Nix.
Yes.
Do you have anything else to provide for us?
I will tell you this. You will die in a blaze of gunfire or last shots. As they say, long live the Imperium.
You're the one dying, Isabel. You're dying.
Long die.
Can you feel your breath is getting shorter? This is the end.
You know, I always imagined dying on a mission, and you have fulfilled it. Thank you, whatever your name is.
He's gonna stand up, walk over to you next to the desk so you can see him. He leans down so you can see his face.
You don't even know who I am, do you? How sad. We know everything about you, and we're going to find your friends, and they're all going to be dead, because you didn't share anything with us.
And I'm not.
You're of no importance.
Yes. Now kill me.
You're of no importance.
I do not care no more. The mission has failed. My task has failed. I have failed, and I deserve death. Now, do what you have promised and kill me.
One word could save your life.
And one
Could
word.
save all of them.
Ah, yes, and at the press of a button, you can kill a planet. Kill me.
He's going to nod, and suddenly everything turns black. We're back in the
Okay, so
chamber. You don't know anything about this. Rykart, Callum, and Sasha, Sam. You're going to go sleep in your little chambers.
As
It'll be a
we
long and exhausting day.
as we head up to the chamber, I'm going to ask Rykard. Clearly, you don't know what happened to my people, to my family, but I've been looking for records of anything that might point to who it exactly had done this heinous act. Would you know who I could, even within the administratum, I'd put numerous requests in and nothing.
Samuel.
I don't suppose you could put a good word in, give it your stamp of approval, something that could give me some kind of clue so that I can have closure.
Samuel. Echo.
You know I can't.
What is your goal?
Vengeance. Just vengeance. I want what is mine, and I want the heads of those who have done this.
Why?
This is the one selfish act that I must insist upon. This is for me, not for anybody else. Not even the God Emperor himself.
You have much more belief in my power than I have. I'll do what I can. But you'll probably never know. If you push it, have you ever considered that they were expunged for reasons?
That's a very real possibility, and
Do you want to expose yourself to that?
that is what it takes.
Is it maybe possible that the only reason that you are still alive is because you are a member of the Inquisition? Is it possible you could bring the Inquisition under suspicion?
I will not compromise this mission, nor will I compromise the Inquisition.
But
But
by looking into this, you already do compromise it. I will help you. I will seek as much as I can. But you have to understand. You have to understand the things you're going through. The path you take everyone associated with you. It's not just you.
nor do I wish to make it so. If need be, I'll take a leave and do so myself.
And you think that makes a difference?
I know that the Order Xenos
You have
is a
to
lifelong commitment.
you have to make a decision now. If you're going down this rabbit hole, you are taking everyone you have ever met, ever cared about with you.
I lost that a long time ago, Commissar. They were the only ones who I ever cared about. Not my birth parents. Not anybody. I do what I do out of a sense of duty and because it's the correct thing to do. And indeed, the God Emperor himself.
So you drag every last Alakite along with you because you don't care about them.
It's not a lack of care.
No, that is exactly what you have said. You can make your decision. I will not stop you. Know who you put in the firing line.
I will not compromise this mission nor any other mission. However, I make this request, admittedly, with entire selfishness. So please, do what you can and allow me this one last thing. If it is necessary, I will
You
let
have
it kill me.
You have a mission. Are you discarding your mission? They got a personal crusade. Is that what I'm hearing?
I've spent the past 15 years trying to figure out what happened and why it happened. And I've gotten next to nothing. Please.
Any and all acolytes that are available, please assemble on my position. We'll decide this as a group.
It's the middle of the night. Everyone has turned off their microbit.
Well, that's something to be looked at.
Rykart, you swore an oath to me, and that oath is that of confidentiality.
No.
Do this one last thing for me. At the very least, before I die, whenever that
You're
is,
stuck on a planet.
I want this last.
You're stuck on a planet that can't actually gain. Can't gain. What are they called? It can't gain astral. What are they called? Whatever. Why? What is it that you see here that you think that can explain yourself?
The entire reason that I had been in connection with the Inquisition was to this end. I do whatever is deemed necessary in order to gain knowledge of what happened to my family. This and nothing else. Yes, there is a lot that we do behind the scenes in order to further the Imperium of Man, and yes, these are noble causes. But it all tastes like ashes in my mouth.
All tastes in ashes of everyone's mouth. You're not special. Everyone feels the same. We do not fight for today. We do not fight for tomorrow. We fight for thousands of years in the future. Why do you not see that?
Again, noble causes. But they do nothing for me.
With that, you're gonna sleep the rest of the night. On waking up, you will see that the acolyte of the chamber, Cytheria, she's a beautiful brunette, wearing an ecclesiastic robe, an amulet to honor Terra. She's a local, but she has been converted and is currently tending to the Pantheon. She enters the room and will hold a little, almost looks like an ashtray that has a slight fire to it. She's going to dip these candles in it one by one, and light slowly fills the room. You can see these shadows cast around on the different statues and different icons of the saints. Hector is already sitting by the table, and Llewellyn, as usual, in her stoic expression, is going to stand by the altar, waiting for the Archconfessor. You'll hear a couple of other people walking up the stairs. They're gone by the time you enter the room. You know there are more acolytes operating here, but you haven't seen any others so far. As you walk out, there's this airy silence to the room. And you're free to do what you want.
Hale's gonna walk on up to the altar by Hector. She takes her hat off. She silently recites a small prayer, just to herself. What's going through her mind right now is, she wants to believe in the best possibilities here. But the better of her understands that the worst is to come. Mr. Nix is probably, well, no better than dog food at this point. Presumably. Even worse still. The probability of the mission being compromised, as we know it, still lingers in the back of her head. Much of what Mr. Spade and Commissar Reichardt have been going back and forth about. Methodologies. Like Hale sees it, she does want to think that maybe felt gloves would be best. There is indefinitely a hard truth in the fact that is, we won't be seeing that. We simply will not be seeing that in return.
As is their prayer, you're lit up by these candles. And Llewellyn is sort of walking up next to the statue of the saint and is just touching it, sort of pretending like she's inspecting it. Slowly turning around, she's going to see if your eyes are open.
At the same time, Kale will begin finishing her prayers and side-eye this little brunette lass. You fancy it?
Cithara has walked around the room and lit the various candles. As you talk in her direction, she kind of looks surprised and turns around. Oh? I'm sorry, did I disturb you?
Not at all. Just finishing up the day today.
She nods. If there's anything I can do to help, I know you're praying to the Emperor. I'm sorry we haven't put up an icon to him yet. It takes time to build something that big. The Archconfessor has requested it. It's coming.
It's good to hear. You ever wonder why we require that?
She looks over at you, sort of slowly walking across the room. Again, this is a girl from this town. She's not in the Inquisition. She just stutters. I am still learning about the Emperor, but I can feel him sometimes when I close my eyes. It says that he has a psychic connection with everyone.
That's what I hear too.
Can he read my mind?
I imagine he can hear and read lots of things.
Will we be okay?
Given you continue your duties to him.
Her eyes sort of dart to the floor and back up at you.
It's a mutual payoff. In ways I see it.
I pray as much as I can. If we can get more people in the city to believe, then this place can become like the Imperium. Like those places you've shown me. These huge cities where food and water is so plentiful. Where everyone is fed. Everyone is happy. No one suffers.
Bastions of protection.
You can tell that by the way she's reciting what she knows. She's heard a little bit too much propaganda about the Imperium. She'll go on about the wonders of your world and how you have unlimited resources and you fly on giant ships between the stars and it's all coming here soon. She's very excited when she talks about this. And do you share any of the truths about the darker side of the Imperium?
Hale won't share a dark truth. Instead, she'll share a story. Just a small personal story about a moment when she started believing in the Emperor. Truly, in her youth. When aboard the ship that she was raised on, when one particular refinery portion of the ship fell into a fire, she thought she was a goner. But through some wonderful instance of fate, probability. It was like a voice rang into her head. She found the escape. Managed to figure out how to close down the locks to that particular portion of the ship. And helped the rest of the workers isolate that fire. She explains that ever since then she saw the Emperor and the stars, the sky, that kind of thing.
Cythera looks confused and for a while just mumbles. So, what we call the Emperor is, in all things, really an embodiment of life, of humanity, and our will.
He is the great glory and will of humanity, is the ways I see it.
Why him? I read that he lived many millennia ago, and that he gave his life, and his heart was pure. He was chosen somehow. I don't quite understand, but I'll try to read more. Thank you. Do you need anything else?
No. You get to doing what you need to. Nice chatting with you.
She nods slightly, and you can feel a deep respect and fear whenever she talks to anyone in the Inquisition. And she will continue lighting candles in the room before you can hear her footsteps slowly walking up the stairs.
Hale will just pull out her dice for a moment. She doesn't necessarily roll them, but fumbles around with them. And thinking to herself, glory of the Emperor.
Awesome.
Hard to figure out what that means these days.
Awesome. And with that, Case, you've been assigned to a new cell. And you're gonna walk down into this strange chamber and see some very pious acolytes praying by the altar. Are you ready to introduce your character? Because if not, then... and there it goes. I was about to say, if not, then... Oh, there it is. Olu, you want to introduce your character?
Yeah, sorry. I was searching for Creek pictures. I moved the tab and it took over the Discord one.
All good.
Okay. As Case walks into here, as he's in his full Kriegsman fit, even in this hot desert place, but he's used to it because he's been assigned to other desert planets and has gotten used to the sweltering heat that's inside his suit. As a And if you could see under his mask, you could see like an old, hardened lieutenant of the Kriegsmen, as he has like a scar over his eye. No, he has a scar on his eye. Like there's a little hole on his eye because of an injury he got when he was younger in his days, and he's now a old, hardened veteran with a thick armor on him, and it has a melter hanging on his back.
Awesome. You're gonna slowly walk down into the room, and Hector is going to meet you, shake your hand, sort of get you acquainted. He is the one who requisitioned you to the group. Feeling like you needed more firepower, he'll sort of slowly explain that you have to watch your guard around this group. The subterfuge usually hasn't, or so far hasn't gone that well. Especially there was an agent called Askellon who simply didn't plan well enough when he entered an enemy base. And it's going to take some time to introduce you to Sam and Kellum. And you guys can choose when you start off on that.
Well, minding the Kale's already in the foyer. So go ahead and take a stand from her seat. Put out her hands. Name's Calum.
I am Kale. Case.
Nice. Is that a voice changer?
No, I'm just covering it with my hand.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I am Case. I've been assigned to this squad. It seems you people were in need of heavy firepower. As you can see what is on my back. A holy melter.
Looks like it. Well, welcome to the team, Case. Though, you should be seeing Mr. Spade here and the commissar pretty soon. They'll give you more warm welcomes than I got here. She kind of points at his mask.
A warm welcome is not needed. All needed is duty and service to the Emperor.
Well, fairly stated.
Yes. As he turns around and starts walking towards Sam.
So Sam last night wrote a carefully worded letter and will place it on Reichhardt's chest before walking down to the Pantheon of Saints. He's going to see Calum at the altar, or rather at the foyer at this time, and he's also going to see the new member here. I assume that this is our new requisition to the warband.
Hector will sort of tighten his dress a little bit, still getting dressed. His overcoat sort of buttoned up, tightens his collar. Yes, I requested him specifically. He is an expert at infiltration and assaults. While an assassin was a good idea, you need more firepower. The rogue traders are not going to play nice with us, and it's time we do the same to them.
Well said, Hector. And although I hope that it never comes to that, if need be, I'm sure that this one will be able to do his duty. What is your name?
It is Case. And you'd be surprised what you can sneak into with a melter on your back.
Sam extends an arm. Pleasure. You can call me Sam.
As he shakes your arm, what is your rank?
Don't worry about all of that. We play more or less equally here. Let's just hope that I don't have to pull rank in doing this. But you're free to speak your mind.
Order. Oh yeah, Morton, I'm be gone for a bit because I'm trying to fix a problem. Because after I click that link, my screen is now very blurry, so I'm gonna reset my computer.
Sounds good. Alright. Cal, Sam, tell me what you want to do. If anything. Or you can play it out.
Well,
Were
Mr.
you in there
Spade,
Were you in there for morning prayers?
I was indeed. We got a couple, I guess the natives are getting used to the idea of the Emperor. Though not entirely. I can't blame them. I think sometimes there's a little bit of deviation between everyone's idea.
Change is always difficult, but they will be brought into the fold. And although we can't promise them everything, they will know the truth. That above all.
Well, I'll just have to take your word on that. So what's your orders today? What is it you would be needing me to do? We still going after them rogue traders?
We will have to find out what ultimately happened to the Ezreal. Whether he had perished or whether he survived. We should only hope that he had perished, and we should hope that he had passed away without giving any core information. But that is not a guarantee. We may have to infiltrate again.
You can see Llewellyn slowly walking over to you, holding her Gorgon flamer. Next time, don't hesitate to ask. I'll be more than willing to join you. The rogue traders will pay for what they did.
If a frontal assault is necessary, we shall be at our side.
She will slowly nod. That goes for me too, as Hector walks into the circle.
You as well, Hector.
You will let me know when my services are needed.
Most definitely. It may be soon that we may have to take a more direct approach to all of this. But let's just hope that it doesn't come to that.
He sort of draws his bolt gun, holds it up. Direct approach, my specialty, as he loads around, cocks it.
Sam flashes a quick smile. Again, should it come to that. But we'll do things as we should by the books, at least for now. And if it comes to blows, believe me, you two are more than welcome.
You have my frequency.
Sam nods.
He's gonna walk around and tinker with his guns as usual. Polish them, sort out the ammo.
It's an odd suggestion, if I might. You said you want to still keep to the books. What if we played ambassadorship? Might get us a foot in the door that we need.
What do you have in mind?
Hector, if I might. You mentioned earlier that you might be able to send someone to go talk with the rogue traders. The Galenos?
With Galenos? Yes. We can have him at our feet at any time. Unless, of course, he resists. In which case, we outnumber him.
You think it's possible we could get an inside of their own building?
That is why you are here. You're trained in subterfuge and infiltration. Our soldiers are not.
You can bring him to us. So that's an opportunity.
He looks like he's thinking for a little moment and looks back up. It all depends on Azil. If he squealed, then we should move soon. If not, then we have time. You know him best. What do you think? Did he break?
That's a good question. Can I roll to make like some sort of scrutiny? I'm gonna be honest. Caleb did not know him that well.
You could roll a fellowship test to simulate how good you were at socializing with him and getting to know him. Which is maybe not your best call. If your fellowship sucks, then you probably wouldn't know if it would keep up in an interrogation.
I'll roll it for funsies, but...
Is it bad?
Well, what?
How bad is it?
2 successes.
Sick.
You had some kind of breakthrough conversation with him where he just opened up everything to you. You feel like you know him, his character, really well.
The only consistent thing about him is that he's mouthy, but I don't think he'd squeal.
Strong willpower, yes?
I would argue. Or
Good.
ego. One of the two.
Then he's with the God Emperor. And we have time. He looks to you, son.
As acolytes of the Inquisition, I would rather believe that he had swallowed his own tongue rather than speak. But if I say so in earnest, I did not know him that well. He was with us but for a moment.
Likewise.
Well, pulling apart this little puzzle here. Since we already had a little incident yesterday, we're gonna need something a little more robust. It's my suggestion. And if any of you have anything else. Hector, if you're able to bring the House of Galenos to us. Not to us, but to you. It'd be an excellent diversion while the war band makes our way inside.
Assuming they don't know who I am, I think it's a good plan. What do you say, Samuel?
It sounds like the best plan that I've heard in weeks.
Good. I'll pretend to be a wealthy trader, perhaps.
Think that would work? But just in case Keep a couple strong-armed folks with you.
As always. Where would you like them?
Hale will look over to Sam at that point.
I think that directly outside their location may be the most direct. However, if we were to draw them away with some kind of false information, that may also suit us well. Perhaps we could argue to them that the location is not where they think it is. The location of the diary is not where they think it is, but another location somewhere in the city. We could draw them out and ambush them there.
Somewhere remote, perhaps?
Perhaps just outside of the city. Say 20 clicks.
We shall see if they agree. He sort of waits for any more details.
Hale will look at... Oh, go ahead.
I want to see if the information that I had gathered from the text, or from the various texts that I had, would have betrayed something that could have been a viable location for the diary, just based on certain happenstance, just because they didn't immediately reveal the location. So maybe some kind of hallowed place just outside of the city, say a well, or some kind of otherwise location like that.
So just to keep things on track, are you asking? I don't exactly know what you're asking about.
Is there, like, for example, like some kind of location outside that's of deep meaning to the people here?
I see what you mean. Okay.
Religious site or otherwise.
The only thing of real meaning is a communications beacon that they use to communicate with the outside world. It's on a hill outside the city.
In that case, I'm going to inform them. I'm going to inform him that there's further refinement on the location exactly that's located at that communications beacon. Some kind of ancient artifacts that would allow them to actually get into the location of the location of the diary. Let's say it's some kind of teleportation device.
Hector looks perplexed. I thought you said they already know where the book is. I don't think we can tempt them with that.
That's as far as they know. It could be false information, it could be true, but we'll spread information that we're headed in that direction, and they may be tempted to follow. Curious at the very least as to why we had abandoned them.
So, you want me to tell them that you, the Acolytes, are traveling to the beacon?
Correct.
He sighs. Very well.
Consider this a false betrayal on your part. I think that might sell it.
I see. I, for one, am just glad to get out of here once. I'll see you later.
See you later. It's bad to be cooped up.
A couple of agents, along with him and Llewellyn, will walk out the door. And as you follow him, you will begin walking through the streets, and you can see Hector and the rest of the operation beginning. They're extremely professional. He has several assistants with him. The first thing he's going to do is don a disguise, get a proper disguise kit out, a voice modulator, everything he needs to assume another identity. Resources, they're going to look up what the rogue traders need, what kind of interests they have, their weak points, everything about them that the Inquisition knows. And I'm going to roll to see how successful he is. You're going to see him speaking. If any of you have monoculars, you're going to see him speaking with someone outside the mansion. And then, after a little while, he's going to walk off. And you can see several of them with a brisk pace, almost like marathon runners. Going to quickly exit the mansion and walk in the direction of the beacon. You can see this from the other side of the city, where you're set up. And rushing out, we can do the planning next session for how you approach that. That's where we end.